So how'd you go about creating the concept and then prototyping the designs for Mars?
So originally I sort of came up with a narrative for the whole project. So the narrative was to create these sort of Lego blocks that would come together to create a cellular structure to rebuild the calcium carbonate rock structures. So what I sort of wanted to develop was, this cellular structure that could be built in any sort of way you wanted. So it could be built as high as you wanted for pelagic sort of species, or a really low-lying reef for sort of shallower species. So it was really important to have the design to be as diverse as possible. To be able to do that sort of random cellular thing is not possible in a modular way, so it had to be simplified to the point where it was sort of a more mathematical construction method. So that's where we came up with this lattice structure, which essentially each unit is then simplified to this, a unit that has 8 arms, each that connects together with a clamping mechanism.
Were your early prototypes very different to your current designs?
Yeah, it was a bit different. So the first prototype was, it was made out of wood basically that had bricks sort of strapped to it. So I was really testing how divers in small boats would work with this sort of system, and what sort of weights would work when you scuba dive down to the bottom and you were trying to assemble these things on the floor. And then we went through a process of refinement obviously, and then research different types of materials and that sort of thing to get to where we are now.
During that refining process, did you face any challenges or have any failures along the way?
Yeah, I think everyone always says you learn the most from all your failures, as tough as it is when you're constantly failing. But I had a couple of prototypes that I chucked in, and then a few days later we had one of the biggest storms in Port Phillip Bay, and I came back and there were just sort of pieces of the ceramic left on the sea floor. So you literally pick up where you failed, and you absolutely learn from that.
That's the cool thing, you did learn from those failures and were able to create something truly amazing in Mars. Do you have any advice for other makers or designers watching at home that might be facing their own challenges?
Yeah, absolutely. It is really difficult, I think, to come up with your own thing and really try to pursue it. But I think it's definitely worth doing, because otherwise you'll always regret not really going forth with that idea. And there's nothing worse, I think, with regretting something that you didn't do. I think you need to introduce yourself to CAD modeling, no matter what you're designing. That's always important. Prototyping, it's just really important to just trial as many different sort of materials and also talk to as many people as you can. That was what was so crucial for this design, was talking to marine scientists and sort of trying to get as much knowledge as I could for the project.